Welcome back to Bible in the Air. It's day 20 of 365, Genesis 39, Genesis 40, and Psalm 19.
Now Joseph had been brought down to Egypt, and Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh, the captain of the guard, an Egyptian, had brought him to the Ishmaelites who brought him down there. The Lord was with Joseph, and he became a successful man, and he was in the house of the Egyptian master. His master saw that the Lord was with him, and that the Lord caused all the things that he did to succeed in his hands. So Joseph found favor in the sight and attended him. And he made him overseer of the house and put him in charge of all that he had. From the time that he made him overseer in his house and over all that he had, the Lord blessed the Egyptians for Joseph's sake. The blessing of the Lord was on all that he had in the house and field. So he left and that he had in Joseph's charge. And because him, he had no concern about anything but the food he ate. Now Joseph was handsome in form and appearance. And after a time his master's wife cast her eyes on Joseph and said, "Lie with me." But he refused and said to his master's wife, "Behold, because of me, my master has no concern about anything in the house, and he has put everything that he has in my charge. He is not greater in this house than I am, nor has he kept back anything from me except you, because you are his wife. How then can I do this great wickedness and sin against God?" And as he spoke to Joseph, day after day, he would not listen to her, to lie beside her, or to be with her. But one day when he went into the house to do his work, and none of the men of the house was there in the house, she caught him by the garment, saying, "Lie with me." But he left his garment in with her, and he fled and got out of the house. And as soon as she saw he had left his garment in her hand and fled out of the house, she called the men of her household and said to them, "See, he has brought among us a Hebrew to laugh at us. He came into me to lie with me." And I cried out with a loud voice, and as soon as he heard that I lifted up my voice and cried out, he left his garment beside me and fled and got out of the house. Then she laid up his garment by her until his master came home, and she told him the same story, saying, "The Hebrew servant whom you brought among us came in to me to laugh at me. But as soon as I lifted up my voice and cried, he left his garment beside me and fled out of the house." As soon as his master heard the words that his wife spoke to him, "This is the way your servant treated me," his anger was kindled. And Joseph's master took him and put him into the prison, the place where the king's prisoners were confined, and he was there in the prison. But the Lord was with Joseph and showed him steadfast love, and gave him favor in the sight of the keeper of the prison. And the keeper of the prison put Joseph in charge of all the prisoners who were in the prison. Whatever was done there, he was the one who did it. The keeper of the prison paid no attention to anything that was in Joseph's charge, because the Lord was with him, and whatever he did, the Lord made it succeed. 40. Sometime after this, the cupbearer of the king of Egypt and his baker committed an offense against their lord, the king of Egypt. And Pharaoh was angry with his two officers, the chief cupbearer and the chief baker. But he put them in custody in the house of the captain of the guard, in the prison where Joseph was confined. And the captain of the guard appointed Joseph to be with them, and he attended them. They continued for some time in custody. One night they both dreamed, the cupbearer and the baker of the king of Egypt, who were confined in the prison, each his own dream, and each dream with its own interpretation. When Joseph came to them in the morning, he saw that they were troubled. So he asked Pharaoh's officer who were with them in custody in his master's house, "Why are your faces downcast today?" They said to him, "We have had dreams, and there is no one to interpret them." And Joseph said to them, Do not interpretations belong to God? Please tell them to me." So the chief cupbearer told his dream to Joseph and said to him, "In my dream there was a vine before me, and the vine were 3 branches. As soon as it budded, its blossoms shot forth, and the clusters ripened into grapes. Pharaoh's cups was in my hand, and I took the grapes and pressed them into Pharaoh's cup, and placed the cup in Pharaoh's hand. And Joseph said to him, This is its interpretation. The 3 branches are 3 days. In 3 days Pharaoh will lift up your head and restore you to your office, and you shall place Pharaoh's cup in his hand as formerly, when you were his cupbearer. Only remember me when it is well with you, and please do the kindness to mention me to Pharaoh." And so he got me out of this house, for I was indeed stolen out of the land of the Hebrews, and here I have done nothing that should put me into the pit. When the chief baker saw that the interpretation was favorable, he said to Joseph, "I also had a dream. There were 3 cake baskets on my head, and in the uppermost basket there were all sorts of baked food for Pharaoh. But the birds were eating out of the basket on my head." And Joseph answered to him, "This is the interpretation. The 3 baskets are 3 days, and in 3 days Pharaoh will lift your head up from you and hang you on a tree. The birds will eat your flesh from you. On the 3rd day, which was Pharaoh's birthday, he made a feast for all the servants, and lifted up the head of the chief cupbearer and the head of the chief baker among his servants. He restored the chief cupbearer, to his position, and he placed the cup in Pharaoh's hand. But he hanged the chief baker, as Joseph had interpreted to them. Yet the chief cupbearer did not remember Joseph, but forgot him." Psalm 19. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the sky above proclaims his handiwork. Day to day pours out his speech, and night to night reveals knowledge. There is no speech, nor are there words, whose voice is not heard. Their voice goes out through the earth, and their words to the end of the world. In them he set a tent for the sun, which comes out like a bridegroom leaving his chamber, and like a strong man runs its course with joy. Its rising is from the end of the heavens, and its circuit to the end of them, and there is nothing hidden from its heat. The law of the Lord is perfect, reviving the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise its simple. The precepts of the Lord are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of the Lord is pure, enlightening the eyes. The fear of the Lord is clean, enduring forever. The rules of the Lord are true, and righteous altogether. More to be desired are they than gold, even much fine gold, sweeter also than honey, and drippings of the honeycomb. Moreover, by them is your servant warned. In keeping them there is great reward. Who can discern his errors? Declare me innocent from hidden faults. Keep back your servant also from presumptuous sins. Let them not have dominion over me. Then I shall be blameless, and innocent of great transgression. Let the words of my mouth and the mediation of my heart be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, my rock and my redeemer.
Let me just point out, that, what's her face? Potiphar's wife?
Yeah, she said, "Joseph, he's a big, strong, sexy man. Come here, baby."
I'm just saying, like, they did it back then. They're gonna do it now.
Yeah.
Got people lying to put people behind bars.
But he did the right thing. He said,
I'm talking about the woman.
I know.
Stupid.
I know. He
Liar.
ran from lust. And she
Right.
was a liar.
Yeah. I'm just saying, if women did it back then, they're gonna do it now. Even more so, even worse, and even
It's the
dumber.
It's the Jezebel spirit. Number 1. Where are you being asked to live faithfully in a place you didn't choose?
God is faithful. I mean, like, you know, thinking back on like different jobs, like you did choose your job, but at the same time, like I was kind of just going along with you, and I'm like, oh, changing job again. Oh, changing job again. It's like, all right, and you just trust God, and He provides.
Yeah, the faithfulness in God putting us where we are today. Like through all that uncertainty, like we had no idea, like, hey, I want to do this. He led me to this certain thing, and then, you know, it's been a blessing for us. What does integrity look like for you when no one is watching? The moral high ground, to do things correctly when no one is watching.
Yeah.
When you're like not around authority, can you be that authority and correct someone who is in the wrong?
Yeah, and when you do something generous, like you don't have to go and brag about it online, or you just do it. And I think, I don't know what the verse is in the Bible, but it says like, don't let your right hand know what your left hand is doing, and vice versa. So it's like, you know, just do it because it's right.
How can Psalm 19 shape your daily posture towards God's word? There is no speech, nor are there words whose voice is not heard. So he hears everything. You call out to him, he hears you. But to answer the question, it's more or less that you know your depravity as a human being, and you seek his forgiveness, because he's going to do what's just and what's right for you. Whether you like it or not, he knows what is best for you in every situation in your life. Psalm 19.
Going back to question 1, like, I like how, like, Joseph lives faithfully, and obviously he didn't choose that. Like, he didn't choose to get sold into slavery. He didn't choose to go to prison. He didn't, like, that sucks. And he's just like, oh, I trust the Lord. He's gonna do me right. Like,
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna serve my master. Then his master's wife's like, come here, and he's like, no.
yeah,
And then she lies about it.
good old
Same demons, different day.
dummy. Yeah, that trick don't work for everybody.
That's it for day 20. Peace.